Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to discuss random numbers. Now, in C# we have the random class that we can use to generate random numbers. So we're going to use this basic GUI I've designed to understand how one can generate and use random numbers to fulfill your coding prerequisites. Now, first we're going to have to declare a random object, right? So we're going to do the following statement: rand is equal to new random parentheses equal. Now on the left side of this statement, we're declaring a variable rand that can reference a random object. And on the right side of the equal sign, we're creating a random object in memory. Now once you've done this, we can use the two methods in the random class to generate a random number. So we have the next method and the next double method. We're going to start with the next method. Now with the next method, we're going to generate a random integer number. So we're going to create a variable int num to store the random variable created. So once we've done that, we're going to assign this random variable, typing in the following statement: next parentheses equal. Now, if you leave the parentheses with no arguments, if you leave it blank and you just display or carry on with your program, you're going to generate numbers in the default range of 0 to 2.147 billion. And in some programs, it's not practical. So if you want to customize the range you're working with, you add in an argument in the parentheses. So let's say we want 1 to 10. So we'll say 10 in the brackets plus 1. Now, we're adding the plus 1 because the default index of range starts at 0. So it's going to be 0 to 9 if I don't add the plus 1. But by adding the plus 1, I've shifted the default range where it starts, which is now 1 to 10. So let me just display this so you can see what I'm talking about. Display.text is equal to, let's keep it simple, num.toString parentheses equal. Let's run this. Generate. You see, we got a 10. Had I not included that 1, we would have gotten anything from 0 to 9. So by adding the plus 1, we now skip the 0 and start at 1. Now, what if you wanted to go backwards? What if you didn't want from 1 to 10? What if you wanted, let's say, negative 50 to positive 49? So now your statement changes by putting, let's say, 100 in the parentheses. And now instead of a plus, this is very important, you put a minus, because now we're working backwards, right? Minus 50. Now what this will do is create a range of negative 50 to positive 49. And my random value will come from that range. See, negative 18. So basically, by just changing the numbers you put in the parentheses and the plus or the minus and the number that comes after, you can customize the range that you're going to work with at will. Now, that's all for the next method. Now, what if you wanted to use next double? Now, next double, it's similar to the next method, but the only difference is one uses next double when you are going to get a random floating point number between 0.0 and 1.0, but it does not include 1.0. So to use this method, we have to have a variable of the double data type. And when we assign our random number, we say next double, parentheses, leave them empty. Now this is going to get you a number between 0.0 and 1.0. And there we have it. And that is all for the